Hello, assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Mohammed Al-Sehli. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Wethaq Capital Markets. So what we do is actually we're building the capital market infrastructure. That's why you see the plumbing there. We're doing the plumbing of the financial industry. To make all of these applications reality, somebody has to go a little bit deeper into the work. And more specifically, we're building the market infrastructure for the structuring, issuance, distribution, and administration of securities in the Sukuk capital markets. So what are Sukuk anyways? Sukuk are basically fixed income securities that are Sharia compliant. Some people compare them to bonds, and there are similarities and differences there. The Sukuk market has been growing tremendously since the early 2000s. And as we can see here, as of today, in 2019, we're expecting the primary issuance of Sukuk to be around the $150 billion of new issuances that are coming into the market. Now, what we are trying to do is we're trying to enable this market to be more efficient. We're trying to unlock some of the potential. There's a lot there, especially like with the SME offerings and then the other green initiatives, by providing proper infrastructure to automate and standardize this process. Now, part of that is actually a report by S&P kind of confirming our views that the Islamic financial industry actually needs standardization and it needs financial or FinTech to boost that growth. And this is exactly what we are doing. So when we looked into the problem, we decided not to go to the service of it, but actually to start from the very bottom by building a proper market infrastructure that is most needed, and it is actually missing. So we started by establishing the proper regulatory permits, and then on top of those regulatory permits, building the legal functions. On top of those legal functions, building the FinTech stack, and on top of that, offering the workflows to allow you to structure issuance, do the syndication, soft sounding, auctions, do the actual offering of securities, then the allocation, and continue all the way to the services after the allocation as full administration, central security, depository, custodian, and agency services. So we are allowing the whole ecosystem, from the issuers to the legal councils, Sharia boards, and all the way to investors to interact in one place and to be able to execute the full end-to-end life cycle of Sukuk issuance. Some of the milestones that we have achieved so far: we are regulated by the Dubai Financial Services Authority under the Innovation Testing License regime, and we've been recognized by SWIFT as securities market infrastructure. There are only 120 across the world, and we are one of the very few startups actually to be recognized as such. Clifford Chance has named us among the top 5 trends that are impacting the evolution of the capital markets. R3 has partnered with us, and they see us as the flagship product for fixed income securities, and we have achieved very recently the first, I would say, natively digital Sukuk to be issued on our market infrastructure. So some of the milestones there, we are waiting as well the decision from the Capital Market Authority in Saudi Arabia for an experimental license, going for the commercial issuance hopefully in January, and then starting with expansion and partnerships as we go forward. So a little bit about the pilot that we did, that was last week. And by the pilot, we actually issued the first natively digital, purely FinTech Sukuk that is utilizing fully our infrastructure for the whole issuance, and then the offering, and then the after-sale administration for that security. These are some of the words from the participant there, the FSA, for example, saying that this is an example of the future of financial industry, and then the others are kind of honored and proud to be interacting with Wethaq, as we actually need to work with everybody here in the room to make this a reality. If we want to push the financial Islamic industry forward into a new era of innovation and prosperity, we need to work with everybody in this room, of course. Very quickly there, this is some of the projections and expectations, on the market growth and market capture. We'll be happy to talk about these in more details around the booth, so please do visit us there. We expect by 2025 to hopefully have about 10 billion worth of new dollars to be issued on Wethaq. So that is an interesting journey to take you through. just a very quickly, a glimpse of the team. And we are about 20 people, working on different sectors: financial, legal, and and of course banking. So thank you very much, and we'd love to speak with you after this.